Hey guys, this is Casual Sports Reviews, and today we'll be playing Pixel Cup Soccer 17. This is a retro style arcade game that I just found on Steam the other day. It plays just like any other football game, but with a few certain twists that will certainly make anyone who doesn't care about the details that much enjoy this game very much. So, this game features only tournament modes and one league mode that isn't that much fun because it doesn't feature any teams that you may recognize. But the tournaments in this game are very enjoyable because they feature like World Cups or the Olympic Games for men and women. And all of the characters in this game you may know because the developers seem to have used the real first names of all the players, like for example Neymar, or as you can see Julian Drexler, Sami Khedira, Mesut Ozil. And I think that's a good move for the devs, even though it doesn't necessarily mean that those players are supposed to be who they are, but it gives a sense of like familiarity of with who you're playing with or who you're playing against. And this game is very fast paced and it's very bare boned. And what I mean by that is it doesn't feature any foul mechanics, as you can see when I try to slide tackle this player, and there is no offside rule implemented. It's just like if your team has a better rating than the other, then automatically that team is better. Oh, just scored a goal. Who scored it? Max. Oh, I'm not really familiar with all the German players because I think the names that they've used is a mixture of current and past players or past legends for that certain team. Okay, what was I talking about again? Okay, fast-paced gameplay, as you can see, because it's just supposed to help you try to concentrate with no worries about fouls or offsides. And for those of you who are just getting into football games, I think this will be a great start for you guys, because it's very simple to play but very hard to master though. Unlike FIFA or PES, because you need to learn a lot of things like passing or dribbling. Yes, it may sound simple to some of us, but most people who are not familiar with the mechanics of playing PES or FIFA won't really understand how to play that game, those types of games. Oh, I don't think that was a score, but I'll take it. Andre. I'm sorry guys, I'm really butchering these guys because I'm not really a fan. Oh, Marco Reus shot again. Marco Reus. Oh, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the gameplay is really nice and it doesn't support online multiplayer, but it does support all. Bad pass. It does support local multiplayer just like any other older games that you know. And you don't see games like that. What And what I mean by you don't see, of course, most games right now, most football games right now support local multiplayer, but you don't see those that don't support online multiplayer, because as I've noticed, local multiplayer is, unless your friends come over to play or anything, you don't play locally anymore. And most of the time it's because of like FIFA implemented FUT, their ultimate team concept, which utilizes online multiplayer almost exclusively, because you can collect players and play with them. You don't need to use the players of the clubs. And speaking of clubs, this game doesn't feature any clubs in it, except for the ones that the developers created themselves. I think it's because of licensing agreements, but I'm not really sure. Because let's be honest, this is an indie game, and most indie developers can't afford those licensing agreements, and it is good and bad for a few reasons. Because the good is they don't have to spend a lot of money to get that licensing agreement. They can just use that money to make the game better for us gamers, for us players. Oh, who just got Julian Drexler, I think. He just moved, right? He was transferred from Schalke to, where was it again? PSG? I'm not really sure. Oh, nice one. And the bad thing is that it will get kind of boring, because most players these days don't really care about the World Cup unless the World Cup is really happening. And for me, this is a type of game that, even though it says Pixel Cup 17, but there isn't any World Cup tournaments playing. Well, there is the under 21, so under 20 World Cup that just happened, and the under 21 Euro is still playing, but usually most people wouldn't care much about it. Maybe friendlies, but I'm really positive that they don't really care about international teams that play right now. So yeah, one of the features that I really like is you can just slide tackle the players without getting penalized or getting fouled by the refs, because it's really fun to see some players. Although, ooh, nice cross. See, no offside rule again. Max, who is Max? Tell me in the comments below if you know. Please, I need to know. And if the devs could have implemented like a manager system, it would be really great, but still it would require a bigger budget, I think, like to implement more, like I said, clubs, which isn't really a bad thing that they didn't put clubs in this. But if they had, like, for example, I said that they did put their own clubs in it, and if they could have made more players, like more clubs of their own without using any real life clubs, and implementing the manager system, this would be a really solid game for me. But to be honest, it's quite perfect already, because this is supposed to be an arcade game. And oh, goal! Who scored that? Andre again. Who is Andre? I know. Schürrle? No. Schürrle? I'm not really sure. Okay, Ozil with the tackle. Julian Draxler moving. Oh. And again, it's fun. Just a fast-paced, bare-boned game that you could enjoy with your brothers or sisters or anyone, even your friends. Because you don't need any real, not to say football knowledge, but like, for example, if on FIFA or PES, you really need to know the controls, like how. Oh! 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 Like, okay, in FIFA and PES, you really need to know how to get past players efficiently and anything. In this game, you just need to know what direction you need to go and what the button to shoot. Oh! What the button for shooting is. And yeah, it's fun. I don't really know what to say about this game. I really do enjoy it, but it's really hard to master, that's for sure. Because corner kick. Because it's that type of game that you can easily just go in and play, but if you put it on hard mode, it will be really hard to score. And for the teams with lower ranks, because this game uses a star ranking system, if you have lower than 2 stars average, then you'll really be the underdogs, because your players will be slower and your tackles would be inefficient and your shooting will have no power to them, so it's easier for keepers to catch the ball. And speaking of keepers, that star system really affects the keepers in this game, because if you have a lower than 3-star goalkeeper, then it'll be really hard for you to catch the ball, because they can just chip the ball and you won't get. And this sorry, I'm really stuttering, I don't know what to say. They can just chip the ball and they'll score easily. So that's it for the game, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. Leave a thumbs up if you like this content and subscribe for more. And if there is anything that I can do to improve, or if you like me to do any game that you want me to okay, I just tied up that sentence. If you want me to play any game, then suggest it down below in the comments. So once again, thanks for watching and have a good one.